John. On this episode, I want to talk about self-discipline. Now, self-discipline is defined as the ability to control one's emotions regardless of their current state and the ability to push through your weaknesses. Now, I think it's obvious that any degree of self-discipline is going to help improve your life. The ability to control your emotions, analyze yourself and act accordingly or act in spite of conflicting emotions is always going to help you do better in life. I always believe that there's only going to be one person with you 24/7, 365, and that is you. So if you can get yourself in line, then there's no limit to where you can get to. The thing is, it doesn't come overnight all the time. It's built slowly, like a lot of things. And like a lot of things, it's kind of proof of concept. When you start keep getting yourself in line or just setting yourself boundaries and sticking to them, and you see the improvements that come from it, that proof of concept right there, that increases the ability to do it going forward. So that constant feedback loop of, okay, cool, when you've restrained yourself or when you've kept yourself in line, you've got what you wanted or got to where you wanted to be. Doing that time and time again, that proves to yourself and teaches yourself what to expect from you. The more you can do it, the more you know that you're going to, whether you feel good or bad, you're going to go through it. And the ability to turn that on like a light switch will take you incredibly far in life. There's going to be so many situations where you're not going to be comfortable, but you need to push through anyway. Or you don't want to do something, but it's the best thing for you to do. Having the ability to push through regardless of how you feel will take you so far in life. There's so much to be gained by learning how to control yourself, controlling your own inhibitions, your own urges, your own impulses. Not just controlling them, but understanding them. Understand what triggers them. Understand why you feel how you feel, or why you find it so hard to, I don't want to use the word inflict, but inflict discipline upon yourself. Inflict boundaries upon yourself. There's always going to be this back and forth in life between what you want and what you have. And you're always going to want more than what you have, because what you have is already in the basket. There's no need for you to want it anymore. So understanding why you want what you want, that will help understand and enforce the boundaries. For example, you want a new phone. Well, why? Why do you want a new phone, and do you need a new phone? Can you afford a new phone? Like, go more than surface deep. Try to understand your thoughts and actions behind these intentions or these urges, instead of just constantly acting on impulse. When you actually take a second to ask yourself, do you really need that thing? Or are you really hungry at that time of day? Or do you really want a fizzy drink? This, that, or the other. Whatever it may be. Ask yourself, do you really want it? Don't just give in to the urge immediately as soon as it comes up. Ask why it come up. Is there a better alternative? Is it valid? There's so many checks that we can do before just giving in to our own urges. We live in such a fast-paced world where everything you want you can get quick, and anything is on the kind of tip of your fingers. It's most things you can get through a phone these days, and it's delivered in your door within a day, latest. Like, that breeds impatience. But realistically, the good things come over time. you build things that last over time, not overnight. So now we've got this intolerance in delayed gratification. Like, if somebody was to be told that their delivery is not going to come for a week or 14 days, they'd probably have a heart attack these days. Because we're so used to getting things now. When people are looking through to order online or whatever, they look for the fastest delivery date. Like, people cannot wait for things, although realistically, most of it we don't need. It's just another thing to fill that hole. And being able to tell yourself no, and understand that giving in to those urges, whatever they may be, ain't always going to be the case, whether it be spending money or skipping the gym or whatever it is. Saying no to yourself every now and then will take you a long way. Like, you have to be your own warden, because nobody else is going to. Nobody else is going to worry about you 24/7. At the end of the day, anybody can fall off the face of the earth and it keeps on turning. That is the sad reality. So if you ain't looking out for yourself, then you're selling yourself short. Because everybody's concerned with themselves, or everybody should be concerned with themselves. Because if you can't look after yourself, and if your house ain't in order, how can you judge somebody else? So, just because you're restricting yourself or putting boundaries on yourself, it doesn't mean that you have to be your enemy. Like, once you start seeing the reward of those actions, you understand it more. And once you start getting those benefits and you understand that not giving in to those urges isn't the worst thing in the world. Not having a pizza late at night, or not ordering food instead of cooking food. Like, there's so many ways in which, when you don't give in to the impulse or the sudden urge, what you end up with is far better. What you end up with is a home-cooked meal, a face-to-face conversation instead of a text or a phone call, whatever it is. Like, by being able to put in the boundaries on yourself and saying, look, we're going to stick to what we say we're going to do and we're going to follow it through, you'll prove to yourself time and time again that you are somebody that follows through. And then you'll come to expect it from yourself. And then it becomes second nature. And then other people expect it from you. And don't get me wrong, there are negatives to that, but there's negatives to everything in life. The positives will always far outweigh the negatives in this situation, as long as you have the self-control to be able to say no. Not just to yourself, but sometimes others. Say, no, I can't do an extra shift, I ain't got no time, or no, I can't turn up to that event. Like, whatever it may be, having the self-discipline in yourself then leads to having it towards others. And once you can respectfully say no to people, you can change your life, because you've then taken control. And once you're in control, you can get wherever you want to be. The thing is, you have to take control. And it all starts with the little actions. It starts with getting yourself in line, a bit of self-discipline, a little bit of understanding yourself and taking time to realize what you're doing and why you're doing it, and look for the bigger reasons behind things rather than the quick reasons or the instant gratification. Taking time to tell yourself why you're doing the things that you're doing, why you chose those goals and why you set out to do it, and sticking to it regardless. If you can't show up for you, who will? So show up for your damn self and put in the work to make your dreams happen. It's down to you. No one else is going to make your dreams happen. I'm going to leave that episode there. The seed for this episode is put a boundary on yourself. Don't go OTT, but whatever it may be, where in an area where you overindulge in life, put a bit of a limit on yourself. Do you know what? Let me do it for you. If you've got this far in this episode, try reduce your screen time by 1 hour a week. It's small. But that 1 hour in front of a screen that you're going to claim back, spend doing something else. Go outside, see a friend, read a book, play an instrument, listen to music, watch an old film, whatever it is. Well, scratch that last one. Don't watch an old film. That's a screen. But just get away from the screen for a little bit. It's a very small, very easy thing that we can all do, but we don't. We all spend hours and hours and hours in front of screens constantly. So I think having an hour less on your overall screen time is a small and healthy boundary that we can all try to achieve. And on that note, I'll leave it there. All the best, and I'll catch you on the next one.